I'm extremely happy for this young lady right here because she deserved to go out this way tonight. She's been through a lot in her career here, and she's hung in there. And when we arrived here about 8 or 9 months ago, she's believed in us from day one. And we've challenged her as we've challenged the whole team, but we've always had their best interests at heart, and they know that. And I couldn't be more excited that she got to experience this one last time in front of the best fans in the nation. As for the game, I'm really happy for the progress of our program and that this is the first time in 8 years that we've split with Oklahoma as a program. And I think that's a big leap forward for us. And the 29 turnovers that we forced was really a difference in the game. Holding them to 7 points in the second quarter ended up being the difference. And then obviously hitting our free throws down the stretch when it mattered most.
Questions for players?
Especially this last year. I didn't expect, to go through what I went through, but change is inevitable, and it definitely prepared me for life. And the way I was able to adapt through it, and my support system was so strong. And like Coach Marlene said, she had me bought as soon as she walked into this door. And she talked to me, and the way Coach Nick talked to me, Coach Aaron, Coach T, and it goes down the line. And then just this team, how we've stuck together. Nothing has broken us apart. Our chemistry is just as strong off the court as it is on the court. And, my senior year has been the best year by far because everyone has everyone else's best interest at heart. And it's not just as a player what you can do, it's also as an individual. And people truly care for each other on this team, and it shows. And I love it.
What did you learn about yourself this season?
That nothing should be able to break me. I feel like, my underclassmen years, a lot of things broke me. My ACL tear, my meniscus. I really thought I was done after those injuries. But, this last year was way worse. Going through all these different coaches, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen your senior year because your senior year is supposed to be your best year. You're thinking everything's supposed to go the right way, but that's not how it started out. But it's definitely how it's finishing out. These wins that we have gotten in conference have been tremendous, and I'm going to remember them for the rest of my life. Even non-conference, I'm going to remember this girl, Sydney, Coach Marlene, Coach Nick, everything they've done for me. I'm going to remember my senior year more than all 4 years, and I'm so appreciative. Like, you have no idea how appreciative I am of every single person on this staff and this roster.
Chrislyn, what does Zuri mean to you as a freshman who's kind of come in and taken the Lady Raiders by storm, so to speak?
Zuri's like my best friend. She's my rock. When I'm down, she picks me up. When she's down, I pick her up. She's the best leader I ever had, and she's a great person to talk to all the time, on and off the court. Our bond is so close, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Period.
Chrislyn, how do you describe your Big 12 performance, running for Big 12 Freshman of the Year? And, you've put points up game in and game out. Did you ever think this is how your freshman year would go?
Honestly, I didn't. But I knew what Coach Marlene and Coach Nick and the coaching staff could do for me when they first talked to me, and I believed in them. And I know that they always have my best interest, and they're going to tell me things out of love. So they helped me a lot through all of this.
I think everything comes back down to toughness. I don't think there was any doubt in our minds that we were going to win that game. We stayed locked into the game plan Coach gave us, and all we had to do was execute. We knew we had the game. We'd been playing so well, and we had to stay aggressive, and so that's what we did. We had to hit free throws down the stretch, and we've been in the gym working on those, as you can tell. And so it paid off. Hard work always pays off, and so you got to see those results tonight.
And Chrislyn, you had the go-ahead bucket there, and obviously penetrating and putting up that little shot is a big element of your game. How did that one kind of unfold in your eyes?
I know how to make a play, whether it was me shooting or getting my teammates involved and making the next pass. Just knowing the right time to score and knowing what I have to do for this team down the stretch and when the time winds down.
And with 25 seconds left, when you went to the line for those two free throws, I didn't actually see the play that the foul was called on. That unsportsmanlike foul that they called, was that on the Oklahoma girl fouling you, or was it on the Oklahoma girl fouling Aaron?
Fouling Aaron, yeah.
Aaron, okay. Mm-hmm. I'll ask Coach about that in a moment. Sydney, tell me a little bit. Tell us about that behind the back pass.
That was nice.
If that goes out of bounds, how does Coach do
that? I've seen that.
It's the first time I saw it. Well, I used to do it in high school all the time, because we would blow out teams, and it's kind of a fun thing to get the crowd going. And I saw that we were 2-on-1, and that was the best pass to make because of the angle that was at. And so I just kind of went for it, and I was feeling it in transition, and Zuri was there, made me look good. So
And when she made that, I was really scared. I was like, I got to finish this off.
I turned my whole head.
I can't do this.
That was amazing.
How did you feel with your offensive game tonight? Because you finished with 20 and seemed like played with a lot of confidence with the ball in your hands.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you get confidence with being in the gym, and I've been in the gym every single day, and so I stick to my routine. I've been sticking to what I've been doing, and like I said, hard work pays off, and so it's kind of cool to see the progress and the results, and it's exciting. So,
for any of you, what's the expectation for this team going to the Big 12 tournament?
Obviously, we played every single team twice, so we know what every team's going to bring. Honestly, this tournament's up in the air. It hasn't been like that in previous years, but this year, we live in such a competitive conference, so anyone can beat anyone on any given night, and it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. So we're about to play OU back-to-back, so we know what they're going to bring. We're going to try to lock in definitely mentally because they have 2 great players that really showed out tonight. And we got to lock into the game plan and be excited, because this is great competition. I mean, who wouldn't want to play against the best in the country?
Back to the play where that foul was called. Can you kind of explain what happened there? I think I overheard one of the officials tell Chuck that one of their players bear hugged, I guess.
Yeah, it was an unsportsmanlike foul. So basically, the rule is that if you're not directly in the play, meaning coming toward the ball and so forth, then it becomes an unsportsmanlike foul. And Erin was away from the ball, and they basically bear hugged her. That's who they wanted to foul, but she wasn't involved in the play directly, so it became an unsportsmanlike foul. And at that point, you can select whoever you would like to shoot the free throws, and then it's also our ball.
Coach, was there anything different in the fourth quarter there when it was getting close? It was close, but I've been to a couple of these games, and there was a different feel. That there was no question. There was, oh no. It seemed more secure. What was different to you when you're getting in the huddle and there's 1 minute left?
Well, I think, a number of things, but I think, they've been in that situation so many times. Oklahoma sending 2 people to double the ball, and we worked on that the last 2 days heavily. We knew that was coming. We were going to be up late in the game. They were going to do that, but it's kind of desperation. So what we try to do is keep our kids calm and poised in that, and knowing that they're in desperation defense. You got to attack it and throw out of it, and there will be openings. We didn't do it well every time, but we did it well enough to basically succeed there down the stretch. I would like that we had defended a little bit better in the fourth quarter. They scored too many points there in the fourth quarter, but we made up for it, obviously, in the second quarter where we held them to the 7 points. But I think that just the simple fact that we've been in that scenario so many times now, we finally took a big leap forward.
Seems like a softball question, but what does Zuri mean to this team? She's become the glue.
Yeah, with the team that we inherited, arriving here and only having the 6 players initially when we got here, and I didn't know any of them personally. I had seen Chrislyn play a little bit during my time at Minnesota, but outside of that, I'm grabbing film and I'm watching and seeing what we thought we could get out of them with what we had. And the one thing that stuck out to me in watching Zuri initially was just how hard that she plays. And as a coach, you can usually channel that in the right direction and do something with that if somebody's going to work hard. She's not the most skilled offensively, we know that. But she's really come along in that area as well. But we thought that she was someone that could be an X factor for us. And I think as we look at our 13 wins and our 4 conference wins and the big jump that was made here, she is a large part of that, just from a leadership perspective and how she's carried herself and handled herself. The biggest thing with Zuri is she accepted change, and you heard her speak about that earlier. And change is hard for everyone, and I don't know that I've been around someone of her age that has accepted change as well as she has, and I know she's going to go on to do really big things when she leaves here.
From last season, however, you keep bringing in these fans. What is it like to see when you're in the final moments of that game and every single fan is standing up because they want the win as bad as you?
I'll tell you what, there's not a better place in the nation I would rather be, and because due large part to our fan base. They're incredible. We have almost 3,000 fans here tonight, and we're sitting on 12 wins. It shows you the belief in the program. It shows you the history of the program. All those things we're very respectful of, but it was so important for our team to feel that and see that throughout the season as they played in front of some empty stands in previous years, and wanted so badly for those folks to come back out and to be there for these kids and for these young women, and they got to experience it. And in those moments of the game, we know they have our back down the stretch. It gets really loud. You feel like there's 6,000 in there, and we're super excited about the future and how we're going to fill this up and really get it rocking. I can't wait to walk in here like the men had last night and really experience that for a women's game in the future.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, first half, you scored 45, which was, I believe, tied for second most points for you in the first half this year. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you had Brittany on the bench a good portion of that time with a couple of fouls. How did you just feel like y'all played the first half?
Yeah, I thought transition was really good to us. It's one of the things that we identified early that we wanted to take advantage of offensively was to get down the floor quickly and keep the ball moving. And we end up with 16 fast break points is a real key to the game for us. And on the flip side, they want to run and score in transition too. We hold them to 4 fast break points. It was a real key to the game, I think, strategically for both coaches. It was a battle of who could get the most transition points on some level, and we were able to score high volume to your point because we were getting a lot of good looks in transition.
And as them, I'd ask you just what do you still want to what do you still feel like you can achieve this season? What's your expectation as you go to the conference tournament?
Well, expectation is you go to win. You play to win. You don't ever show up, with the expectation of losing. And this will be uncharted waters for several members of our team. But it's an opportunity to go play in the big stage of the Big 12 tournament and play an opponent that we're very familiar with here, and just a few hours here, play them again. So I think for us it's, game by game, moment by moment, teaching and getting the understanding of it's win or go home, all those things that make March so magical and so much fun, and get them to think about being a part of that, and let's see what can happen.